Part 2, assembling the U2 printer brackets. First, you'll need to know which direction or print direction that the substrate will be traveling in front of the printer so that you can attach the anti-shock plate. The anti-shock plate can be mounted on either side of the printer using the two mounting screws. For these purposes, we're going to mount to the screen side. First, we need to use the hex wrench to loosen the screws so that the bracket will fit in place. They are notched out. Put the anti-shock plate in place and then slide so that it is in the narrower end, and then tighten the screws down. This is a little longer process because it's a much smaller area to get into, but with a little patience it does not take much at all. Now you will want to make sure that this is tightened firmly, as this is the first place that any stray packages or products will come into contact with, and this will help the anti-shock mechanism to move to keep the printer in position and give you a good quality print each and every time. So although it doesn't look like much, this actually is a very important part. And again, patience with installing is one of the necessities. Next, we're actually going to install the anti-shock mechanism. Since we already have the anti-shock plate there, you're going to mount to the insulation plate using the pre-drilled holes. This is the anti-shock mechanism, which is spring-loaded to absorb any energy from passing boxes or substrates. For this, you'll need the anti-shock mechanism and the three M4 by 14 millimeter screws. They also come with a lock washer. Make sure that those are in place. These will keep the screws from backing out in case you have a lot of vibration or impact from your substrate. I always prefer to put these in place first. And try not to drop them. They're very easy to lose. Once you've got them in place, line them up with the holes. And I've always found a good starting point is the center position to get it started, and then begin tightening the two outlying positions. Again, you will want to make sure that this is tightened firmly, as this is what absorbs all the energy from any boxes or substrates that make contact with the printer. Once you have that attached, now the last step is to actually install the 380 millimeter bar. We normally use the longest one because that's the gives you the most reach for the printer to reach variable sizes of boxes or substrates. But any of the other bars will fit, as they're all the same diameter. Place it in, put your finger at the end of the anti-shock mechanism to make sure that the bar does not pass all the way through. If you do pass the bar all the way through, it does not allow the anti-shock mechanism to work properly. As such, you reduce the amount of distance that it will travel. So make sure that you put this in place, and I'm making it more difficult than it needs to be. Once you have it in place, use the 6 millimeter hex wrench to tighten.